Good morning everyone. I'm just here to do a quick update on my diamond art that I started last week. It was just over a week ago, I think, if I remember correctly. And I've been doing it for about an hour or so in the morning and an hour or so at night. Sometimes I don't do it at night, depending on what other things I've got. Like was cutting out all my ephemera for the wonderful collab of Creep on June. And so I just want to show you how much I've managed to do and a few little hints and tips. So this is the corner I showed you when I first started it, and this is where I peeled it back. And I've managed to do, I had a line going across about here, okay, and I do tend to go up into the top bit a bit. If there's a colour sort of like here, I probably had a few of these, so I've stuck them in. And then gone on a bit more because I had quite a few in my pot, you know. It's silly things like that. But this is roughly where the line would have been, because as I go along I tear this off, because obviously once you've finished a bit you don't need that, and it won't stick anyway because there's nothing for it to stick on. And then I use a piece of this to go underneath my hand when I'm doing the diamond art, because all right, I'm using my left hand at the moment, I use my right, but if you listen to that noise, it really does stick, and you can see how it lifts up because it's a very, very strong adhesive that you're going down on when you're doing your diamond art. So I cover it over with a piece of this, which makes it a little bit easier when I'm doing it. So I've managed to keep it quite in an organised way. In the middle here, what I do, because there are so many colour changes, I do this in the day. The coloured bits like this, you know, where it's like blocks of colour, I will do at night. I have a light box, which I'll show you how it looks in a minute. But the problem I have is I've got cataracts. So sometimes I cannot tell the difference between the colours at night. Okay, now I want to just show you a couple of little tools before I show you the light box. And one of them, this is my little, what's it? One of them is like this, okay? And this will pick up 10 of the drills, okay? And I've only got a couple in, let's put a couple more in so it helps to work it. I haven't actually got my white one here, I usually have my white one out. And you tap these. Until you've got a line of them, and then you'll pick them up. So you've got them all on the bottom, and then you will come over and you'll place them down like this, okay? Now this one's not a very good one for picking them up in, and I'm not too sure I've even got this one from. I don't even remember having this one because it's deeper than the normal green ones I have, but it's quite plasticky. But you can do up to 10 in a line. Now the other tool you can use, other than one of these, is it's a wheel, and it's got the sticky stuff going around the wheel. And then you can roll up, if you've got one of the bigger trays, they do them on Amazon. I know Esther got hers from Etsy. They do them on eBay. They do them all over the place. The bigger ones, which are sort of about 6 times the size of this. You can then roll a lot up and roll on a whole load of drills at the same time. Now, I personally don't use these. I don't use these. I tend to like to sit there and just do it. I like the motion, the quiet of doing it and listening to whatever I'm watching or whatever I'm listening to at the time. I love listening to Audible, or I may listen to something from YouTube, you know, and for me it's a quiet time and I enjoy that quiet time. If you do that and you spill all your drills all over the place, it's a very good idea to have a pair of tweezers, because it's easier to get them off the sticky stuff with a pair of tweezers than it is by hand, because they're so tiny, and unless you've got really long nails, they're quite difficult to get hold of. So that's if you've got a big patch of them. So let me take that off of there. Now the other thing you will get is something that looks like this, and I'm hoping you can see that quite clearly. Now this sort of blade looking thing is to straighten up your drills. Now if you compare this bit just here with this bit up here, you will be able to see the difference, because this has had it done on it and this hasn't. You will see this looks a lot neater. So if we come over here to where we've got some of these coloured ones here and just sort of straighten some up, you will be able to see them, how much better they look. Now I'm only going one way at the moment. Now sometimes one will pop up. It doesn't matter if it pops up, because you can quite easily pop it back down again. There we go. And when you're working on a big one like this, I would suggest, unless you're doing blocks of colour like this, to just do a small square, not a big square, because the big squares, if you've got a lot of colour changes like I've done in the middle, it's very hard to see all the numbers that you're looking for, you know, the little the symbols. Now if you look at that, I've only just made a start on that. It needs straighten up a bit better, but you can already see that this is starting to look better. You just need to have a bit of perseverance in getting them all lined up. And because I'm not stood up, you know, I'm not looking down on it, I'm looking at it from here, I can't see it as well as you will, but you will notice once you've actually done this that it looks so much neater. And that's what you need to do at the end. And when you finish doing that, you take one of these, and this you just rub over your design. Can you hear that? That's them all embedding into the glue. And you'll be able to see even better now I've done that, what the difference is in there and up the top. It's just like a completely different creation. It really is. I do mine in quite large blocks because I've been doing them for such a long time. When you've finished, there's another one of them little drills there. When you've finished, you will sometimes have some of the little drills missing. You will have little gaps. It's not a problem, because what you do afterwards is you fill those gaps up. It is so easy to mid-sum. If you've only got a small block like this, a little one here, you're going to find it so much easier to find the colours, and you're not going to likely to have so many little holes left. If you do a big one like this, you will find that you probably got more gaps. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it, but I tend to do the big ones because that's just how I do it, because I like, as I say, I've been working on this in the daytime because I can see it properly in the daytime, and then the side bits I've been doing it at night. Brain's gone, because when I did the video before this one, Levi suddenly shouted out, and I thought, what on earth has gone wrong with him? So I had to stop filming. He had actually spilt wax on himself. I don't know what he was doing with wax. I don't know what he was messing about at. But I'm assuming, seeing as he had a tea light in his hand, that he was lighting his tea light for his oud burner. I give him one in his room just to sort of make it smell a bit better, because you know what teenage boys can smell like sometimes. But yeah, there was a big shout in the middle, and I thought, well, I better not put that on YouTube. They think I'm murdering him. So guys, I'm so grateful for being here. It has been so fun that Sharon has got us all coming back to do this again. Esther was talking about doing a channel just for diamond art. But I'm not too sure how that would work, because I think what she was talking about was she would sit here and she would be putting her drills down and talking away while she was doing her diamond art. And I'm not sure how that would do. I think to get a community together, I think it would have to be on a Facebook page, something like that, where we could talk together, discuss the designs that we're doing, get encouragement, get ideas. If we've got a problem and something's not worked out right, how do we fix it? I think that might work better. I don't know. If we did lives, so as I say, there was 1 or 2 of us doing a live, you could join in and do it with us, but we can't see you then. And for a live to work successfully, you'd have to have somebody like saying, oh, so-and-so has said so-and-so. Because the person doing it, if they've got their head down here, they're not going to see the live chat. So let me know what you think about having a community for people who do diamond art. Any suggestions would be gratefully accepted. At the moment, I've said to Esther to keep it on her normal YouTube channel, because she's got a community there already that are engaging with her. And I think that would work better, to keep it within the community you've already got. To start all over again means she's going to have to try and invite people over. And, you know, it's a lot of hard work to get started on YouTube. We all know that. So any ideas, any thoughts on that? Can you write it in the messages, you know, down below, and let us know what you think. Whether you'd like to see people doing diamond art, whether you want to have tips on it, whether you want suggestions, and we'll keep in touch. Obviously, our lovely Sharon, she started this out. So there's a few of us doing it now, and we are really, really enjoying it. And it's lovely just to have the updates every now and again to see how far people have got and what designs they're doing. It's such a lovely way of connecting to people. And although most of us are journalists here, there are other things we like to do. Most of us came from card making. That has to be where we started. I used to do a lot of cross stitch, and then the cross stitch I started putting on cards and gifting them away like that. And then obviously card making started to come out. They brought the dies out, didn't they? The die machines, and you started to be able to get nice papers to make them with. And magazines were coming out with like maybe 10 different cards you can make in, and a little kit to go with it, so you could make these cards. And I think that's where a lot came from. Scrapbooking started up not long after that, as in the scrapbooking where you have your 12 by 12 page, and it's usually about your grandkids and, you know, decorating that page and writing on that page. And journaling sort of seems to have come out from that. So yeah, do let us know what you think. We would love to know, and I'll bring you another little update next week. But before I go, I just want to show you my light box. Now, my one is from Clarity. Now, Clarity and Groovy, that's all part of the Pergamano scene. I got this to do Pergamano better with. So you would have your drawing underneath, you would put your vellum on the top, and then you're going to be doing, you know, marking out and what have you. So for me, this is invaluable on doing the diamond art. There are really, really good ones like this on Amazon, and they are really, really cheap. They are not expensive. And it does help, particularly at night. That was the reason why I got this in the first place, was because it had the light in it. And it helps a bit. But obviously, you know, everybody has their own way of looking at it, thinking they've got their own lighting systems. But I'm just going to slide this underneath and get the plug, which is just here by my feet. There it is. And plug him in. And let you see how it looks when you actually turn it on. Now, can you see how clear that is? You really would be able to see if anything was missing. Now, straight away, I can see there's a V here missing. I left a couple deliberately so that I could see it when I put the light box on. So you'd see that V and you think, all right, well, there's a V there missing. So I can now fill that up. The other thing you can really see well is the difference between here and here, well, this has been straightened up and that one hasn't. It shows you how nicer it looks once you spent the time doing it. And there's a little one there that I need to push back in again. So if you can get a light box like this, I call them light boxes. I don't know what they call them on Amazon, because when I used to do the teaching at the high school, they had huge, great big ones that the kids used to do their art on. You know, I'm talking like A1 size and bigger, so that you could do your art on them. And they were absolutely brilliant. I loved them. I've got another one, but it's a tiny little one like this, which was okay. It was okay for tracing things with the kids in the past, but this is better. So do come and join us. It's such an easy craft to get into. You don't need many things. When you actually get your first packet, you've got your little container that you're going to put them in. You're given all the drills. You get a little one of these. So you actually get one of these in your parcel. Sometimes they put 2 in. You get a couple of extra of the nibs. And you get your wax to do it in. And of course your big canvas. So everything you need is there. You don't have to go out and buy anything else. As you progress, and if you like it, then you can then go and buy something like the paddle for pressing them down, and get a one of these that's got a light on. Mine's quite a simple one. If you look at Esther's, hers are quite decorative, and one of hers is shaped, so it's ergonomically shaped, so it's easier for her to hold on to. So really, it's not a hard thing to do. You just buy a kit, start off with something small, something simple, and then go from there. And the lovely thing about this is you can also get photos done onto these. If you have a precious photo that you would like to do, you can get one of those on a canvas. And Sharon actually unwrapped one. I'll see if I can find the video that she unwrapped hers on, because she's got a lovely one, and her dog's on it, and it's beautiful. And she's, I think there's her, her hubby, her daughter and the dog, if I remember correctly. And it's beautiful. And obviously she will do that eventually. So thanks for joining me for this quick update today. I hope you had a cup of coffee while I was blethering. And I'll see you all next week. Ta-da.